basically what we've had to do over the years, because there are very, very strict guidelines on how how the coffee is handled in Jamaica. Coffee from your farm, you really cannot process it yourself and send it to yourself and roast it by yourself. It seems logical that that should be done, but there are strict regulations. The coffee has to be sold, the beans, the coffee beans, cherries have to be sold to licensed processing factories who have processed the cherries based on standards developed by the coffee industry. That processing has to be then examined, and once the cherries have been turned to green beans has to be also examined, or cupped as we call it, and has to meet certain standards before they are allowed to be exported out of Jamaica. So we weren't quite at that point several years, back then. So we would basically sell to a processing factory who would process the beans and then ship it, and then I would buy back the beans and roast it here. These barrels are handmade by craftsmen up in the hills, so it adds to the story, and it also creates jobs and so forth. So it's important. Yeah. Well, what we've tried to do is, when someone pays $40 a pound for roasted coffee, it's a treat. It's not for everyone. So why would someone do that? So this is where we've tried to position ourselves as being socially conscious. Yes, this. I mean, it's a great coffee. Don't get me wrong, but come on. It's $40 a pound. So that has to go somewhere, and we're hoping that this will trickle down to, to the level where the deserved participate in that return. And over the years, we've tried to do things like give back, and years ago, I used to gather teams of doctors who will go down to the mountain and we'll do health fairs and so forth, and they appreciate it, and it builds a great relationship. And I think it's part of our social responsibility. For those folks who cannot afford paying, this for pure Blue Mountain coffee, we came up with blends, and so we try to set price points to be inclusive, and that has worked out well for us.